Hello. Two boys are running near the ends of a 100-meter long conveyor belt that is running with a constant velocity 1 meter per second. The boys step on the conveyor belt on its opposite end and start walking towards each other. After meeting, they immediately return towards the end of the belt and then continue the process repeatedly. The boys walk with a constant speed of 3 meters per second relative to the conveyor belt. What distance relative to the ground do the boys walk in the first 300 seconds? Okay, so this is the question. Let's solve it. So for this question, we'll be needing a graph. Well, this is a graph between x and t. X equal to 100. Draw a horizontal line. This line has a slope 4. So its base will be 25. You can verify. This line has a slope minus 2. Its mod of slope is 2. And therefore, its base will be 50. Now, in our question, there are two boys, A and B, and they're moving in opposite directions on a conveyor belt, and the conveyor belt itself is moving with a velocity 1 meter per second, and it is shown in red here. Both these boys have equal speed with respect to conveyor belt, that is 3, given in the question, 3 meter per second. Now, as seen from outside, boy A, which is going in the direction of conveyor belt, will have its effective velocity 4 meter per second, while that of B, it will be 2 meter per second. Now, A and B will meet somewhere on this line, and suppose they meet after a time t. So, B will cover a distance of 2t in time t, while A will cover a distance of 4t in the same time. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm just drawing xt graph for A and B. So since A velocity of A is 4, so its graph will be just like the graph shown above in white. So I'm drawing the graph for A as white line, and the graph of B will be as it is shown in this graph as green line. Also, what I'm doing, I am showing the graph for B as dotted lines, so that you can easily differentiate. So all those lines which are dotted, they show the velocity or the graph of B. Okay, so this is the point where they meet for the first time, and it's assumed as time t. Okay, since the total distance is given as 100, so we have the first relation as 60. This is 2t and 40, 60, that is 100. So from here we get the value of 40, that is 200 by 3. And 40 is what? Suppose we have x equal to 0 at A and x equal to 100 at B. So 40 is the x coordinate of this meeting point. So that is 200 by 3. So in the graph it will be here, 200 by 3. Now what happens when they meet? Both these boys, they return their motions, and once B return its direction, now B will have a velocity of 4 because now B is moving in the direction of conveyor belt. And when A returns, now A will have a velocity 2 meter per second because now A is going opposite to the motion of conveyor belt. In short, both these velocities get interchanged after they meet. So 2 meter per second, this velocity is given to A while 4 is given to B. So this line, which was indicating a velocity of 2 meter per second, so after the meet, this line will be the line of A, while this line will be the line of B. That is, the slopes, the lines interchange for A and B. So this line will further show the velocity of B, because now B is moving with 4 meter per second. So the graph of B will be 4, and the slope equal to 4 is shown by white line. So this is the line for B, while when A returns, his velocity will be 2 meter per second. That will be shown by green. So the velocity of A is shown by this graph. At these points, these boys again return at the end points. So when A returns, now A has velocity 4, so the graph will be like the white graph. that is having slope 4. Here B returns. B will have a velocity 2, so that is a slope equal to 2. Here they meet again, and just after the meet, velocities get interchanged. So this white line, now further it indicates for B, while this green line, when extended, it is representing the motion of A now. Since the slope of this line, green line, is 2, x coordinate here is 100. So therefore, the time coordinate at this point will be 50. Similarly, this white line has a slope 4. So obviously, this point will be 25 seconds. Uh, Again, this green line has a slope 2. So from 25 to this point, the difference should be 50. And therefore, this point will have a time 75. And similarly, this white line, since it has a slope 4, so it will also end at 75. Okay, so this is the graph up to 75 seconds for both the boys. Let this height be written in two ways. If this time difference is delta t, this height can be written as 4 times delta t using the slope of this white line. And since the difference is 25, 50 and 75, the difference is 25. If this time difference is delta t, the remaining time difference will be 25 minus delta t. So again, this height can be written as 2 times this base, because this green line has a slope 2. So this height can be written in two ways. So equating those two expressions, we get delta t and 4 delta t. What is 4 delta t? 4 delta t is the x coordinate of this meeting point. So that comes out 100 by 3. So this is the x coordinate. Now we can easily find the distance covered by A and B. So in the graph, this solid line is the line for A, while this dotted line is line for B. So if you add the distance covered by A in 75 seconds, so see what's happening. A is starting at x equal to 0, it's going to 200 by 3, then it's coming back to x equal to 0. So 2 times 200 by 3, going and coming back. Then along this line, it's going again 100 by 3. Then along this line, it's coming back to x equal to 0. So these are the distances covered, and the total becomes 200. So this total is in 75 seconds. And the graph will repeat after this. A is again at x equal to 0, B is again at x equal to 100. So the graph will repeat. So in 75 seconds, A has covered 200. In the question, we have been asked the total distance covered in 300 seconds. So that is 4 times. So 4 times 75. So in 4 times this graph, in 4 cycles, you can say, the total distance covered by A will be 4 times this 200. So that will be 800 in 300 seconds. And similarly, we can find the distance covered by B. So that will also come out 800, the same distance. Okay.